here. So we wanted to check before we kick it off with our first speaker of the day. And the Schmidt family of companies would like to welcome David Marine, who is the Chief Marketing Officer for Coldwell Banker. So David, thank you so much for joining us, and I will kick it off to you.
Thanks so much. Great to be with you all this afternoon or this morning, depending upon where you are coming from. I'm seeing a lot of comments on where people are coming from, that there's in sunny Florida and St. Croix, and I'm in Rockaway, New Jersey. Okay, but anyway, I want to have some great stuff to share with you. Appreciate being invited to be part of this innovation exchange. And what's more innovative than doing this virtually this year versus anything else? So this is actually, the title of my presentation is Guiding You Home from Home, because this is basically where I've been since March. And to give you an idea of my setting, this is the room, newly refinished. I put together all of those bookshelves from IKEA in the last week. Yes, a lot of pain and suffering and instructions without any words on them. But this is my living room. And, you know, the idea of guiding you home, and home has been such an important place this year, more than any other year. And I didn't have an office in my house because every other room in my home is occupied by these individuals. These are my four boys. This is also what I refer to as the human bar chart. If you look at the growth potential, it's significant. So starting from smallest to largest, that's Cole, who is 7, Owen is 10, Wyatt is 13, and Logan is 16. So these have been my coworkers for a very long time. I'm very thankful they are all back in school in person and have left me to be able to work from home in some semblance of peace and quiet. But I've turned the living room into my office now during this time frame, and home has been really the critical element of 2020. In fact, I wanted to take you back a little bit behind the scenes of what was thought of for 2020. What were the plans that we had in place? We had some amazing plans. We had this amazing rebrand campaign. We had all these ideas of what we're going to do. We set goals. We set key KPIs, key performance indicators. I'm sure in January, you wrote down some resolutions that you were going to do, whatever it might be. And then all of a sudden, stuff changed. And it reminded me of a great orator and philosophical genius of our times by the name of Mike Tyson, who once said that everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. So that is such a great quote for 2020, because we've all gotten a proverbial punch in the mouth in some way, shape, or form this year. And it has made us take a look at our plans and then assess what are we going to do with them now. So if there was a word to describe 2020, I would say it would be change. Unexpected change, unusual change, unpredictable change. And what's interesting is at Coldwell Banker, we were already set on a path to make a massive change in 2020, as this was the year that we were going to kick off the biggest change in Coldwell Banker history with our rebrand, the first rebrand in over 40 years. And this is going to be the time where we're going to roll it out. And what's incredible is that I think because of what has happened in 2020, this has actually proven to be the perfect year to make a change with our logo, to talk about Coldwell Banker as being the North Star in our industry. And you know what? You would think that, hey, you know what, this year is a little bit different. Maybe we aren't able to implement this change as effectively as we want. But just the opposite has happened. In fact, we recently just did a survey of agents, and we found out that there's a 99% agent awareness of the rebrand within our network. I have my team out right now trying to find that one person who is not aware of the rebrand, and we will make sure that they are cleared so we can get a perfect 100% this year. But then beyond that, we did a recent survey of agents both inside and outside of our brand and asked them about their perception of the rebrand. And we saw a 60% increase in positive perception of Coldwell Banker, what we stand for, what we represent, how we look, than we did before with our previous look. And then one of the more tangible things out of this is that our rebranding creative that we are using across social media and online is seeing a 2,000% increase in click-through rate year over year. More consumers are attracted to our ads, are trying to find out more information about us with rebranded creative than with the old creative. Nothing increases 2,000%. This is ridiculous. But yet here it is. It is showing that our creative direction has been the exact right move to make, not only in 2020, but in the years beyond. And you put all this together, and something that it's really incredible, and I want to share a bit about it, is we have recently won an award that is the 2020 Marcom Platinum Award. So we won this for strategic communications as the category, and platinum is the top award. And you're like, this just sounds like some fancy marketing award that you submit for, like who really cares about this? But here's what really stands out. There were over 5,000 entries for this award. 5,000 entries from some of the biggest brands in the known universe. We're competing with the likes of Bank of America and Chase and Nike and Lyft and Uber and Google and Amazon. And yet out of all of them, in strategic communications, Coldwell Banker won for our rebranding efforts this year. That speaks volumes, not just about the job done and getting this out there and rolling it out to the network in the way that you have done in implementing it locally in your various markets, but the idea that this change has made such an impact that it is more effective in outproducing some of the largest known brands known in the world today. And this is a testament to the work that's been done over not just this past year, but over the last 18 months in building towards this. And I love the signal that this ends for the path that we're headed on the future as well. You know, when we did some research with those agents that I mentioned to you, both inside and outside our industry, we asked them a number of questions about their perception of our brand. What does it mean now? What is their perception of us in the future? And the category where we saw the largest increase year over year in perception was in the fact that we are a leader in luxury real estate. And you have the one and only Craig Hogan coming on today to share a little bit about this as well. And that is why we also aligned with the North Star branding for the Global Luxury Program too. And I will not steal his thunder and allow him to talk about that in more detail. But the idea that we are bringing together a unified mark that can reach the luxury market and the mainstream market as well. But if change was the theme of 2020, I think second to that would be the term pivot. And I can't say the term pivot without thinking of the episode of Friends with Chandler and Ross and Rachel trying to move a couch up a flight of stairs, and Ross just simply yelling pivot every time they would have to try and move, and them getting aggravated by it. But pivot is what we all had to do in 2020. I know that you all have done that at Schmidt as well, and I've seen it, and you guys have had a tremendous year so far. I'm astonished. I was talking with Tracy a couple weeks ago about some of the performance metrics that you're seeing, both on the residential and even on the commercial side of things. It's amazing. It's fantastic. And it's all because we have shown locally and nationally the ability to make adjustments when needed and when it's right. And we have the nimbleness in order to do that. I love that you opened up with the Guiding You Home campaign and you showed that at the beginning. That was set to launch on March Madness. We released it online on March 12th. Games were going to start on the 19th, and then COVID happened and everything shut down. March Madness was canceled. We had to reassess what we wanted to do with our ads. And looking at what was going on in the world, our end card ended with only one real estate brand has been guiding you home for 114 years to talk about that true differentiator that no one has the experience and the expertise that Coldwell Banker has had for so long. But given everything that was going on, we decided to make a small change to it. So we updated our end card to simply say home. It's never been more important. Please stay home and stay healthy. That small change, simple adjustment of just changing the end card, turned our ad into the #1 highest rated ad in the real estate category for 2020. And what has really impressed me is the fact that it's outperformed other creative that was specifically designed for the COVID-19 environment in which we find ourselves. Both Zillow and Remax created COVID-19 specific ads, and here's ours outperforming theirs as well. And what does this mean? Like, so you're the highest rated ad. Is this just another sticker you get to put on the top of your paper that says you did a good job? But what this says is that we have the ability to connect with consumers better than any other real estate brand out there. Better than any competitor like a Century 21 or a Remax or a Berkshire Hathaway. Better than any aggregator in the industry like Zillow, like Realtor.com, like the National Association of Realtors. Don't even get me started on the National Association of Realtors advertising. We outperform them by leaps and bounds. And this means that when you take our messaging and you use it locally, whether it's sharing our ads or using our social creative or whatever it might be, you are taking that immensely impactful advertising and using it to connect with your local markets as well. But we're also speaking to the right people at the right time in the right place with our messaging, and that no group is better connected with our advertising message than females, and females with a higher household income. And we all know that the woman is the primary decision maker in the home. My wife reminds me of that all the time, and especially when it comes to making a choice in real estate as well. And then beyond that, with a focus on diversity, no advertiser in real estate is able to score as high as we do with diverse markets. So we are absolutely speaking to the exact right people at the right place at the right time with our messaging. And that was just a pivot with Guiding You Home. We've had to make some other pivots as well. One that was kind of big was with Gen Blue. Yeah, who knew that this year would be a bad year to have an event in New York City? I mean, who would have thought? So we had to make that adjustment of taking that physical manifestation of our culture that is Gen Blue Experience and turning it into a virtual event. How can we possibly do this? How can we still create that same aura and feeling and experience if we're just looking at a computer screen? So we made our best efforts to do so, and we decided to pivot and make it available to everyone. Anyone in the industry, anyone who comes across our page, whomever wants to be part of Gen Blue could be this year. And the results were incredible. Over 5.6 million social impressions coming out of the Gen Blue, virtual Gen Blue experience. We reached over 100,000 people through our live event on Facebook Live, 65,000 social engagements. What's incredible to me is that after the fact, we had over 6,000, and now we're approaching, I think, 8,000 views on YouTube of our Gen Blue content in general. It's incredible to see how this event has been able to be used and reached across the industry and impact consumers, competitors, and our own network alike. My personal favorite was Just Sam and her story and her performance. Such an incredible and timely message for all of us right now. And Gen Blue, while we weren't in person, I think has still made the impact that we wanted to connect people with their hearts and minds and an affinity for Coldwell Banker. And then we had to also make one more pivot too. And one that was pretty big. We had to change what we were going to talk about, what we were going to share. How are we going to lead in this environment? You know, you probably know our founding story that Coldwell Banker was founded out of the ashes of the San Francisco earthquake in 1906 by two gentlemen, Colbert Coldwell and Benjamin Banker, who wanted to do what was right for their customers. We were the first to establish a code of ethics. We were the first to guarantee services in writing. We were the first with seller's disclosure, and so many more firsts. But we were founded in this idea that we wanted to make changes and innovate and lead for the right reasons. And you know what? That's also why we went with our North Star branding, is because that North Star is representing guiding people along the way through troubled times, through easy times, whatever it might be. That's why we are here. And so we really took a leadership stance this year to talk about what's going on in our economy, what's going on within the market, and to give assurances to people that when they work with us, we will show them the way home. Because of this leadership status, because of the things that we're doing, from the changes in our Guiding You Home campaign, to Ryan Gorman talking about what's going on in the market, to the leadership that Craig is showing with things like a look at wealth in the report and showing that we understand the luxury market better than anyone else, has led to some incredible numbers as far as how our voice is being heard in the marketplace today. We've had 120% increase in PR hits, 60% increase in the audience that we've reached, almost doubling the PR value that we had last year when we first announced that we were going to rebrand. We're doubling it this year when we're actually starting to implement it, even amidst this current environment in which we find ourselves. And the number of top tier hits through high-profile PR outlets and cable news outlets has increased 114% year over year. No one has voiced leadership like we have this year. And I know that you are doing it locally as well across the Schmidt family of companies, and you have fantastic leadership. You should be proud of the people that you have in charge of running the Schmidt family of companies. I've known Mike Schmidt, I've known Tracy for a while. I've interacted with a number of your managers across the board, JD, from a marketing side as well. And congrats, JD, on being a new dad. And it's just, you have such incredible people around you, and you need to take special pride in that, because that is something you cannot take for granted. Because that is one of the things that makes Schmidt unique, from other companies, not just in your market, but across the country, across the globe even. And that is what truly makes Coldwell Banker special, is our people. We have great leadership in place with Ryan Gorman, with Liz Geringer, with our local companies. There's amazing leadership. And it is why we have put an emphasis on this idea of home. And we've been talking about home longer than anyone else in our industry. We understand both the rational side of home ownership, but the emotional side as well. But you know what? We're also home to some of the most successful companies, most successful agents, and successful teams of anyone in this industry and beyond. Home is what we speak to. If 2020 is the year of home, well, no better brand is positioned to lead and to operate in this time than Coldwell Banker, because we understand it better than everyone else. We know that this is the place that has kept us safe, that we want to welcome our loved ones to, and that we take pride in that our home is more than just a place, it is our community as well. So we're also excited about the St. Jude's partnership we announced at Gen Blue. Can't tell you the amount of feedback that we've gotten around that, and some exciting things are becoming in Q4 and into 2021 as we look to make more noise about that partnership. And I know that you guys have already committed to be a part of that campaign as well, and I love seeing the excitement around it as well. So when you look at everything that we've done in 2020 and what we're also planning to do in the future, I hope you can understand that there's really only one real estate brand that shines like no other, and that brand is Coldwell Banker. There's more to come, not just in the months ahead, but also in 21. We're excited about the rollout of CBX combined with Moxie to create a unique listing presentation experience, marrying the artificial intelligence and big data from CBX with what your presentation creations are today. Prospect Square, being able to send out claims of how you're operating with success in your local markets as well as nationally. It's going to be a fantastic tool for sharing social graphics and so much more. And there's a lot coming in 21 that we don't have firm plans on yet, but we're looking at rolling out a massive advertising campaign as well, where hopefully we will be on March Madness in 21. I know I'm desperately missing it as a fan, but we're excited that it may even be bigger than ever before with what's coming in 21 as well. So stay tuned. Many more details are to come. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for being a part and making what makes Coldwell Banker so great. You guys are doing a tremendous work in all your different markets across the country and even internationally as well. So I'm really excited to be here, and hopefully the rest of your innovation exchange is a good one, and you've had a great couple of days. So Tracy, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, David, for being with us today. Awesome. Thank you. Carrie?
My pleasure.
Yes, thank you, David.
Building your website and managing your social media can be a big task. Creating campaigns, trying to generate leads, and working on search engine optimization can become overwhelming very quickly. That's why we're excited to introduce our Digital Accelerator packages, a hands-off approach to your marketing. Led by Peter Hopkins, our digital marketing specialist, and the rest of the marketing group, these packages help manage and execute on running your website and building your social media presence through brand reputation and generating lead opportunities for you. These packages are available through schmidtresources.com, and all you have to do is sign up, have a consultation with Peter, and then you're off to the races. Go to schmidtresources.com and click on the Digital Accelerator Packages square. It's right on the main page of each region.
now we are very pleased to welcome Craig Hogan, Vice President of Luxury for Coldwell Banker. And I know you didn't want to go after David, Craig, but you're going to just blow it out of the water. So we'll give it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I did not want to go after David. He's always delivers such a great show. So thank you for having us. I want to say first to the CB Schmidt leadership, thank you for allowing us to be part of your innovative exchange, and a special shout out to Tracy, who always stays in touch with us, and we always stay connected, so she's always in the know about what's going on. And I wish more reached out and talked to us all the time, but she does, so kudos to her. For those of you that know me, if met me along the way on the road, you know that I have a team that still sells here in Chicago. So I wanted to begin with, I hope you're all staying safe and smart in this climate that is a little different than what we're used to. But based on your numbers, it looks like you are. In fact, you're leading the pack, and I know David alluded to that in the beginning, but Tracy shared with me a few weeks ago on a call, I believe you guys are 500 to 1 million. I think you're up 28%, and 1 million and up, you're like 20 plus percent. And I just want you guys to know, because I don't know that you pay attention to all of that kind of thing around the country, but we've got increases everywhere. Double-digit increases like that, I've got to tell you, you guys are leading the pack. So congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing. You are setting an example for others to make lemonade out of lemons, right? We have to deal with what's been handed to us. So congratulations to you. And I understand there's a really massive commercial deal hanging around out there. I don't know the details, but kudos to whoever pulled that off. That's I think it's your biggest sale ever. And by the way, I think I was the second person to enter 1927 in the chat. I think I was. I'm not for sure. And if anybody entered 1895, I don't know what to tell you. So what I'm going to do for you today, I don't have a PowerPoint because I would never try to do one after David. If I'm before him, that's one thing. But I'm going to share with you some things that are going on, some tools that we have, and some details about it so that you have a grasp of what's going on. And the first thing I want to start out with is a look at wealth. And I hope this is in my screen. Is it all right? So this is a look at wealth. This is brand new. This came out in October 19th. And this is the supplement to the report, which is the big report we put out every February. The big report in February is a total U.S. look and global look, and it is best tools in the industry. Thank you, Kirsch. I appreciate that. By the way, what you see here is the printed version. This is the version from the brand. This is customizable, right? So this inside cover can be you, can be your headshot, your information, your letter to your clients so that you can make it your own. And if you want to, you can do a further customization and you can add your region or your market to the back and make it a little bit more yours if you choose to do that. We've got a ton of companies and agents customizing the new look at wealth because David talked about all the PR hits. Now, I got this 5 minutes ago while we were on this, and I jotted it down. As of this morning, we have, this is just unbelievable, 228,496,425 impressions. We have 21 written articles in the industry. We didn't write them. The industry wrote them about the report. We've had 5 interviews so far in the media, 3 interviews with Yahoo Finance, 4 interviews on Inman, and we were on television on CNBC with Yahoo Finance with that reporter that did the story. So all I can tell you is the world is reading it. You've got it. It's your company. It's your brand. You can make it your own. So grab it, use it. More so than anything, understand the information, read it, digest it, make it part of your conversation, because everything's changed in the U.S. with the movement of wealth, the age, the demographic, what they're buying, where they're buying, why they're buying it, and understanding that will help you. I learned a long time ago in all my listing consultations, if I could out-talk all the other competition, I would usually win. So, and it's not length of talk, it's the power of the talk. The next thing I want to talk to you about, Tracy and I had a conversation about this the other day. On the Global Luxury site, we've just made an incredible number of improvements this year. Many you would notice, many you would not notice, because a lot of them were user experience, back end, that kind of thing. So one of the big things that we've done is we've not recreated, but we're relaunching sort of the awareness of Connect. So if you do not know, the Global Luxury site is on the Proxio platform. The front end of the site is called Showcase. That is what the consumer sees. That's the beautiful videos and the beautiful photography. The back end of the site is called Connect. Very important. A lot of agents sort of skip over it because they don't get it. I want you to get it, right? Connect is like LinkedIn. That's what it's really about. You can build your profile and you can connect with agents all over the country and all over the world. Most of you know this, and if some of you don't, I'm telling you now, there is no MLS outside of the United States. They all have to work in a very different way. That's what Connect is. It's a global MLS. There are about 3.2 million listings on the site right now. There are about 750,000 agents at any given time. We've got an enterprise contract. We're the biggest presence. It's an expensive platform. It's about $175 per listing per month. We've got that all handled for you. So if you're a luxury property specialist and your listings are on the site, that's all covered. It's automatic. You just get on, build your profile, but you do want to go to training, because Connect is just like LinkedIn. We all need help sometimes learning new platforms, and it's going to be new for a lot of people. Go to the training. We're launching brand new training in the next 2 weeks to 3 weeks, and a whole series of live and recorded trainings for 2021. The more you know about the way to operate everything, the better experience it will be for you. Something that's brand new, that hasn't launched yet. In fact, no one knows about it except David Marine. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, we're launching a brand new dashboard, and the dashboard allows you to press a button, print reports. You can show your seller in living color how their listing is performing on the US stage and how it's performing on the global stage, provided it's of the price point that goes out through the List Hub Connect. But it's fantastic. It makes you look like a star. All you got to do is press a button, but you do need to learn how to press that button, right? So that's what training is about. Speaking of training, we learned a long time ago that our events, our training events and our gatherings that was our sweet spot. That's where we got everybody together. And I know we're going to be back there soon, somehow, some way. But until then, this is what we've got. So what we decided to do is to sort of recreate all the training that we've been doing in the past. And we're going to deliver that to you in 2021 in a big way. And I'm talking about something almost every single month, right? So we have our luxury certification courses that many of you know about or have been through. We did our first for this year in April. We had 1,100 attendees on the certification course. And I got to tell you, I was the guy in the back who said, this will never work. We can't do it. It's got to be in person. They said, Craig, shut up. It'll work. I said, no, it won't. I've got egg on my face. I stand corrected. So it was unbelievable. We had 48 states and 8 countries on the certification. So it was a big success. We are doing our next one in February. We are already at 350 registrations for the February course. So I would tell you, if you haven't done the course, get on there. That will also make you a member of the Institute for Luxury Home Marketing. That's a very important to know, because they are our partner. and they are your secondary designation. And so a lot of the trainings that I'm going to talk to you about real quickly, and you tell me if I'm running out of time. The things that I want to share with you, a lot of these you do need to be a member of the Institute as well, because they're member-only benefits. But if you went through the luxury certification course with us in the last 2.5 years, you automatically got your Institute for Luxury Home Marketing membership anyway. If you did not renew it and you took the course 2 years ago, I would urge you to renew it. One of the things that we're real excited about, and we've already got this underway, is we're building on the Institute site communities at this new book called Building Brand Communities. And this is how organizations succeed by creating belonging. And that's something that we learned along the way. Our agents love to be part of, so will be luxury groups of all types, marketing, training, networking, all of that will be a platform. I will be leading the luxury community on the Institute. So if you remember, you'll be getting word about that. And we're very excited about that. We've got all kinds of things planned for those to keep you engaged, keep you aware, and make you aware of all the tools and things that are at your disposal to make you look better than the rest. And I think right now, I know the market's hot right now, but things will calm down and then competition will rise up, right? When the market's hot, we're all rock stars. When it slows down, that's when you see who the real players are, right? So the next one is based on, if you don't have this book, go get it. It's called the 12-Week Year. And we're doing a monthly webinar and podcasts, because we found out those are just, people love them. People love to just stick their headset on and get 15 minutes of something, or 20 minutes or 30 minutes and go on. The 12-Week Year, and those will be podcasts. And I love the 12-Week Year. Okay, thank you, Becky. I see that on the chat. I'm getting good at this, reading the chat thing. I used to not even be able to log on to Zoom. I'm telling you, I'm old. So that's exciting, because that will be something to engage you every single month, and you'll be able to network with other agents on the communities, and you'll be able to engage with some form of luxury education and engagement each and every month. The other thing we're doing is now this would be for the really top tier agents. It won't be for everybody, but we are launching very exclusive training. It's called Wealth Quotient, and that will be coming out, I would say, February or March. Now, this would be for people who are working in the very upper tier, and their database would be at the millionaire level. So if that's you, and I know you're aware of that. Now, later this afternoon, an email will go out to every luxury property specialist who has maintained, now I guess every single luxury property specialist, about an event we're having on the 17th. We had this wonderful event that we do every year. It's called Leaders in Luxury, and it's put on by the Institute. Well, obviously that didn't happen. However, the keynote speaker was already secured. So they just sat tight with her. Well, boom. So guess what? It's all paid for. So the event on the 17th, which is the branding of you, comes complimentary, because she was the keynote, and we had to figure out a way to put her to work. So the drawback on that is we sent the notice out. A few hundred of you registered, but you've got like 48 hours to register to get into this class. So you'll get the notice later today. Just hit the registration button. There's a little bit of homework required, or prep work required, I should say. And you want to make sure you attend that, because I think what we're learning is, I can't be the only one. These Zoom calls wore me out for like the first few months, right? I thought, no, this can't be. Well, this is how it is right now. So now I've learned to embrace it, and I've started to add more training. My team right now is going through the Ryan Serhant training. He just started his own company, by the way. We also enrolled in Masterclass, so we take different courses. It's just the new norm. And finally, to wrap up, the Global Luxury logo rollout at Gin Blue, Virtual Gin Blue. My stomach was in knots the whole time, and it was very, I just didn't know. I thought I knew, but oh my gosh, the response has been overwhelming. We've had tens of thousands of signs ordered. We've had tens of thousands of logos, suites downloaded. Love the new Geo logo. Thank you, Schmidt Trainer. Oh, that's you. Okay, I see. It's just been a big hit, and within days, we saw signs popping up in front yards, and I got to tell you, it just made my heart swell, because we had just rebranded a few years ago, but that was a stepping stone. And as David said, it was time to align, because we had so many looks and vibes out there, right? And a brand can't do that. Branding is important. Look is important. If you need further proof, check out the news today about Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, Dunkin' Donuts, come on, that's average donuts at best, right? But they never changed it. Everything is consistent. They just got sold for $9 billion this morning. So if you think brand doesn't matter, I would urge you, please take care of the new Coldwell Banker Global Luxury logo. Please take care of it. Please guard it. Please follow the rules. Please don't add things to it. I know you're tempted. I know realtors. I know. You think different colored things on it are going to help. Just don't. Just let it be beautiful, and hold the line. And I love the luxury ambassador modeling that your brand is doing. I could not be more proud of that. A little over 2 years ago, we launched the luxury ambassador role for the brand. We have 20 in the world. They are the only people who are allowed to represent us in the field. They're the only ones that are allowed to speak to the media on our behalf. They're the only ones that are allowed to train. And the reason is consistency about our history and our legacy. It's important, and the message has to stay the same. And the luxury ambassador role is to make sure that the message is the same all the time, and it's consistent, and that we don't muddy up our story, because we know our story works. We're number one in the sale of $1 million homes. So we got that. So we already know we're doing it, and telling our story the right way, and delivering our value proposition, and talking about our history and our legacy of excellence. It's very, very important. So kudos to you guys, because I've got to tell you, when Tracy told me, y'all are the only company doing the luxury ambassador role, period. I don't get it. I thought more would do it, but kudos to you guys. You picked up on something that works. I mean, if we're doing it, it's because it works. And believe me, we make a lot of mistakes, and we fix it quickly. What's that old saying? Fail fast, right? So that's all I have, and I just really appreciate the time with you guys today, and thanks for having us. And if you need me for anything, I'm sitting right here.
Thank you, Craig. Fabulous. Thank you so much. You always are. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yes, it was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, Mike Schmidt here on behalf of the Schmidt Community Fund. We're incredibly proud to share with you that together we have raised over $63,000, with $58,000 going into the communities we serve to support the youth in those communities. We're also extremely proud to let everyone know that we've teamed up with the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and the Coldwell Banker National Brand to let you know that we're donating 10% of those funds for the next 12 months to support St. Jude's, such a great organization. I want to make a really, really special thank you to those agents and those staff that have so generously donated $10 out of each closing or $10 out of your paycheck. We're so grateful for that support and the impact it's had in our communities. Please consider giving Schmidt Community Fund part of your charitable giving for 2021. With the size of the Schmidt family, we can have a huge impact in the markets we serve. As we say goodbye to 2020 and welcome in the new year, it's very important to be diligent of the needs in our communities, and hopefully we can continue to serve them at the pace we receive the requests in. Please go to schmidtcommunityfund.org to see where your giving has impacted those in the communities we serve, and also look for opportunities to request for funds so we can serve more. Thank you for your support.
And now we would like to welcome Christine Gray, who is one of our closest partners at Moxie. She's been helping us with our engagement, with our rollout, with all of the brand new enhancements that they've been bringing to us. And we meet with her every single Friday. So as you guys hear about things in your offices, functionality that your agents are asking for, please just reach out to us. We have a full team with JD and Judy and Elizabeth and Peter that we meet with Christine every single Friday. So we're always pleased to take your ideas, and she's always very receptive to them. So she's going to talk to us a little bit today about how we can use Moxie to get listings, because we all know how important that inventory is. So Christine, I'll give it over to you.
Thank you, Carrie. That was great. I'm really excited to be here. So thank you for inviting me to join this awesome production that you guys have going on. The presentation with Craig was really great. There was something there that really stood out to me. He mentioned how during a really great market that there's rock star agents, and it's easy to be a rock star agent, but then when it slows down, you will see who the real players are. And so we say something similar at Moxie. We say it's not enough just to be great, because if you're great, it's easy during a hot market, but when it slows down, you need to have systems in place. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, is how can we have systems in place to help you get more opportunity to gain listings. So let me go ahead and get my screen share on, and I'll turn my video off too. Okay. So today we're talking about Moxie Engage, which is the CRM system that Schmidt Family of Companies has chosen to provide for you guys. And so we're going to talk about a couple of the great opportunities that you have available within the system and what it does for you and why you might want to use it within your own business. And so we'll start out with, why did we build Moxie Engage? And so we built Moxie Engage because it helps you stay top of mind with your existing sphere of influence. It helps you reach your goals through systems, help automate repetitive tasks. So we have items like neighborhood news, which is one item that we're really going to go over today because it's so great. It gives you a market snapshot of what's going on in specific neighborhoods to your clients every month. It's automated. You don't have to think about it. It goes out for you. It reminds them that you're in the business and have knowledge that will help them make a decision to buy or sell. It provides coaching to help you reach your goals, and we leverage sphere-based selling. And so why are these so important? These are important because the average American over 30 knows at least 10.2 real estate agents. And so how do they choose who they're going to use when they do decide to buy or sell? Typically, it's the last person they were in contact with, whether in email form, a call, or in person. That's who they're going to choose to work with, that very last person. And so we want to help make you guys that last person that your contacts are in touch with. So how do we do that? So we do that with sphere-based selling. So we focus primarily on working with people who know you or who will refer you to others. So we do that by building a relationship business. So working with people that you already know, like, and trust, and that already know, like, and trust you. And most importantly, are in flow with. And what we mean by inflow is that you're communicating with them, you're sending notes, you're sending emails, you have campaigns. So within Engage, we have a campaign system that automatically sends emails on a certain cadence or on specific dates. And so your amazing team that I meet with every week has put together this material for you guys, and it's available within your CRM system. And so why is it important to stay in flow? And the reason is that the close rate for working with people within your sphere of influence is 70%. And the people working with people that you're prospecting, so internet leads, open houses, is 1%. And that makes sense to me. And that makes sense because those new prospects or internet leads, you have to convince them to get to know you, to get to like you, and to eventually trust you. But the people that are in your sphere, they already have those things. They already know, like, and trust you and want to work with you. And so prospecting internet leads are super important for your business to continue building that sphere. But really, we want to help you guys focus on that sphere of influence. And so we do that by writing personal notes. We have a state and flow module within the Engage dashboard that I'm going to show you that will bring up 5 people a day that you should reach out to. And so we'll show you their address if you want to write them a personal note. Just thanking them for their time, thanking them for posting something really great on social media that resonated with you. Thanking them for spending time in their community giving back. So there's a number of things that you can write to them and reach out and send a special note to. Providing real estate snapshots to generate opportunity. Now, this one I really love. Again, this goes back to neighborhood news, and it's a monthly snapshot that you get to set up for your agent or for your clients. But they can also adjust on their end if they want something different. So if they don't want a specific zip code, if they want more of a specific neighborhood, they can change that information to what they want it to be, and you'll receive an email being notified of that change. Consistent post-transaction follow-up. So what that means is that you're following up after you close your sale. And so you're checking in, seeing how things are going, asking for a review if you know you gave a really great service. I'm somebody that's not going to give a review if nobody asks, but if you ask me, 100% I'll give you a review. And so just follow up that you should be doing or already doing, just reminding you to do those things. And so your team put together a really great task list available in the sales flow that includes these items, just reminding you to follow up. And then staying connected on social media. So again, you can share your neighborhood news on social media. You can create a presentation and share it on social media, just reminding people that you're in the business, that you have value to share with them, and that you'd be a great person to work with if they do decide to move. And then staying visible to clients by providing relevant, and this is the most important part, regular content. So doing something on a monthly basis, continually reminding them, sending holiday campaigns. So every holiday, yesterday was Veterans Day. So sending something out on Veterans Day, on Thanksgiving, on during the holidays, just staying in front of your contacts. So you're the last person the last face that they saw. And so how do we do that? We do that through systems. And so what is a system? A system is a combination of tools, training, and methodology that promotes a successful outcome. You can hand it to somebody, it gives predictable results, and it works regardless of personality or the market. And so within Moxie Engage, we have systems that we helped build out with Schmidt family of companies to make sure that you guys were set up for success. So if you don't have systems already, then you can come into Engage and have a system provided to you, or you can change that system to work within your current structure. And so why are systems important? Again, they create results. They help you be an on-purpose agent or a rock star agent, no matter the market. And so it's really important to follow these systems so you can stay in contact and stay in front of your clients so you're top of mind when they do buy or sell. And that's how we're going to help you get more listings. And so we're going to jump into Moxie Engage, and we're going to show you a couple high-level items of what you can do today to start staying in flow and connecting with your people. And so one of the coolest things about Moxie Engage is that it works with your email. And so the first thing you'll do if you haven't signed in yet is that you're actually going to sign in and connect your email. What will happen is all of your contacts will automatically be brought into Engage, so you can start working within Engage immediately. And so right now you're seeing the Engage dashboard. This is the main screen, and this is where you can do a majority of the work you want to do with your people. We have the sales flow here. And again, this is where we have those systems. So those tasks that you should be doing with your contacts. It just gives you something to, check off during the day to make sure that you did reach out to them. We have an activity feed. So this shows whenever you get a new lead from your website. It shows when a neighborhood news goes out. It shows when a campaign goes out. And it tells you if people save searches or save properties within their save search. So there's a number of items that you can get from this activity feed at a super high level that we're not going to go over today, but I know your team will be talking to you guys with in the future. And then the stay and flow module. So I do want to stay on here for a little bit because this is one of the great areas that will definitely help you guys keep top in mind and create more opportunities for listings. And so within the stay and flow module, what we do at Moxie is we actually bring up 5 people per day. And we bring them up based on a cadence that you set. So what is your structure for your business? So if you hit the gears wheel, what you can do is choose how long someone has been out of touch for and how often you want those people to be brought up. So if I can choose every 90 days, I want to touch base with them, I can. But you know what? Maybe I want to really try to generate more business and touch base with my people every 30 days. So I can set that myself and whatever works for my business. And then once I am ready to actually work with my people, there are a number of items I can do directly from the screen. So if I select the reach out button, what will happen is I can mail a personal note. So, hey, okay, I'm gonna write a note. This is the address, and I can go ahead and add information about what this note was. I can also call them. So if I'm on my phone looking at this, I can call them and say, hey, how's it going? Just wanted to check in and see how you're doing. I email them directly from Engage. So what would happen is if I click the email, this will pop up, and now I can write the email directly from Engage, and it'll come from my personal email that's connected with the system. And then if there's anything else I want to do, say I don't want to do any of these items, I can always select Mark as done and write a note about what I did. So, hey, we met in person, we emailed, we did social media posts, and that will record. And so the next time Lucian pops up on my feed, what will happen is I'll be able to see what my last contact was and any notes from that. So it's really easy for me to do the next thing that I want to do. I can also skip contacts and have a new one shown to me, or I can go through all 5 of them and then have 5 more be populate. So this is a really great way, again, to stay in flow with your people, create opportunities, and see how people within your sphere of influence are doing. Once you move from the stay and flow module, you can go to your My People page. And so what you'll want to do is go to this People dropdown and select My People. From there, you'll land on this page. And the next thing I'm going to show you is how do you sign up people for neighborhood news. And that's that market monthly snapshot telling people what's going on in their neighborhood. And so you can do that at an individual basis. So if I want to sign up this person, and select add a subscription down here on the left, I have 2 options. I can do a quick subscription, which is based on a zip code, or I can do a custom one. So I'll go ahead and show you what that custom neighborhood news looks like. And we'll enter a zip code that is near you guys. And now I'll see a number of properties that are available. Again, this is a snapshot of what's actively happening. So what's on the market now, how long have things been on the market, and we'll give data points about this specific zip code. If I want to narrow it for a more specific area, I can also set filters in this custom option. Once I'm happy with what I have, I'll select next. We'll automatically pull the email that's associated with the profile card so you don't have to re-enter it, and select next. And so now I'm going to show you guys a preview of what this email looks like. And so on the left-hand side, we'll see an email preview. So what the consumer will receive within their email. And then if they decide they want to look at more information, what that report would look like if they go to the landing page. So what this would look like is that you would have your photo here, your contact information available. So it's super easy to get a hold of you. And then some really great data points about the listing. And then you'll also be able to go to this landing page here on the right-hand side, again, giving the same information, a little bit different layout, a little bit more context, and your contact information will be here, easy to accept, easy for the client to access and reach out if they do have any questions about the market. Again, this is something that's really great for anybody within your database, not just people that you know are interested in buying or selling. And then you just select send, and it would send at the same time on the same day every month to this contact. And so you can do this individually, or what's really cool is we have it set up so you could actually sign up a large number of people at once. And so the easiest way to do that would be to be on your My People page again, select all, and select add to. And what you'll select is neighborhood news. You can do quick or custom. Quick, again, is just a zip code. And once you enter that zip code, that you can select send and subscribe everybody at once. The great thing is people can change the zip code themselves. So if I sign everybody up and you know what, I receive one from somebody and it's not the right zip code, I can change it myself. And then the agent will be notified of that change. And so then they'll know, oh, okay, they're interested in that zip code, not the one I signed them up for. And so every week you'll receive a roll-up of the activity from Neighborhood News. So who received one, who opened it, and if there are any changes to that Neighborhood News report that they made. And so you'll be able to see that information in the campaign section. So if I go to campaigns, I'll land here on this page and I can go down to the Neighborhood News. And so right now I can see, oh, Dawn, I emailed her a subscription for these different zip codes. If they went out again, I would see that they went out. And again, I could see if she opened them. I can also see my open rate and my unsubscribe rate at the top. So really great intel about how my information is doing and how it's being well received. And then, Carrie, do I have a few more minutes or am I about at the end of time?
Yeah, you have a few more minutes.
Awesome. Okay. So the last thing I wanted to show you guys real quick was the campaigns. And so, like I said, your team put together some really great email content. So campaigns are a string of emails that go out on specific dates or a certain cadence. And so if I go to my campaign section, I can actually just go up to add from library. So we'll do that. And so what they have here for you are a number of holiday campaigns, which are really great to use. I'm sure all of you guys have used those in the past. These are now available here and engaged for you guys. But I also wanted to show you guys the ones that are trigger based. And so what that means is that if you put somebody in the sales flow and move them to prospects, or if you close a transaction with somebody, we have a number of emails that will go out to a recently closed buyer or seller transaction. Again, automating that option, automating your check-ins after the sale. So it'll send regular emails at a normal cadence. So if we take a preview at this email, and again, this is my recently closed buyer email. So what would happen is we would send a thank you, we'll have a referral request go out, testimonial request, and then 30, 60, and then a 6-month follow-up. So again, touching base with that client because they're most likely to refer me right after their sale because they're really happy, they remember who I am, and they want their friends to have great help too. And so this will keep that touch or keep that interaction going so you don't have to think about it. Again, this would automatically send out. So if I have somebody go through the sales flow, a buyer, and I close that transaction, I don't have to add them to this email stream. They'll automatically be added and automatically start receiving this information. So easy to do.
That's fantastic. Christine, we have a question about news.
Yeah, okay.
A printed version or only email?
There is only email. So what you could do though, is you could probably take a screenshot of that information and add it to present, or you could just print that screenshot of it and print it out. So there might be a couple ways to make that work.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And so, so with campaigns, super easy to do. You can add people to it. You can add groups. I'm not going to go into how to add everybody to this information. I'll let your team do that in a separate webinar. But a really great option for you guys, and highly recommend taking a look at what's available to you and what might work for your business. And that's all I got.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. You guys, we do have every Monday at 10:15, we have Moxie Monday. We do record it. There's a playlist right there on Schmidt Video Classroom, or you can find it via Schmidt Resources. And every time Christine and her team bring us a brand new fabulous enhancement, we make sure we train you guys on it. So take a look, dig in. The campaigns are fully customizable by our own staff. So if there is a campaign that you really want to see in there for use, just let us know. We'll get that built out for you guys. So thank you so much for your time today, Christine. We appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carrie. Thank you, everybody.
And now we would like to welcome our regional leaders. We are joined today by Jason Rice, President of Michigan, Felicia Hengel, President of our Ohio operations, Steve Carr joining us from Florida. Fortunately, the hurricane has allowed him to join us here, and Bry Loker from U.S. Virgin Islands joining us from St. Croix. So we're going to hear from each of them. And Jason, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off to you.
Thank you, Carrie. Can you hear me okay? Thumbs up?
We sure can, even though you have that very depressing background.
Well, I was going to say, I started things off, and I'm just going to leave it because I know my friends Amy and Bry and all you guys in sunny South are very jealous of us here up in northern Michigan. It's actually not snowing yet, we've had actually some beautiful days recently, but we love the snow here in Michigan. So for all our southern friends, you can be jealous because we're certainly jealous of you. So. Hey, firstly, before I get started, I only have a few minutes here and I'll try and make up some time here, but I do want to thank Carrie and Tracy for this. You know, we've done all these innovation exchanges and things for now many years, Innovation Exchange originally coming out of our Ohio group. And you know, with 2020 being what it was, it's great to not just cancel. And we're surrounded right now, a lot of things being canceled. And yet, just like Disney does to, you know, reimagine and deliver content and some of these things is really great to continue to push through. So Tracy and Carrie, thank you for all your hard work with this. We know that this isn't easy to do, and but we do appreciate it. So before we get started on this little state of the state with our Michigan operations, I kind of want to share a little bit of details about the Michigan group. You know, as we've grown, the details tend to change a little bit, and there's some numbers out there and things that maybe aren't, you know, always accurate. So let me kind of go through a few things for all of us, both here in Michigan, but for all of our friends to the south. So Michigan, as of today, and it's always evolving, but as of today has 44 offices, including our satellite offices. But the interesting part about it is that we serve about 1,200 miles of Great Lakes coastline. And I don't think we realize that, 1,200 miles of Great Lakes. And of course, the surrounding communities in all those coastlines. In fact, we have offices that serve 3 of the 5 Great Lakes, Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, and Lake Huron. And then when you add our Ohio friends, we're also on Lake Erie too. So 4 out of 5 is not so bad. When you look along and you kind of expand that, our offices vary in size. So our largest office has over 80 agents, and our smallest has two agents. But overall, we're 650 strong plus a big support team. And so for all of my Michigan peeps out there, you've heard me describe this Michigan team as a family of top producers and those aspiring to be top producers. And as we've grown over the many years now, you know, through both small and large mergers and acquisitions, and that's kind of how we became what we are here in Michigan. And then, of course, attracting quality agents and prospective agents. Our success, and I was really glad to hear David say this a few minutes ago, our success is built on great people. And he mentioned that too. And great people who are looking for a company that has the ability to support a long-lasting real estate career. So we're really excited about what's going on in here in Michigan. So kind of let me share a little bit of what's happened over the last several months and 2020, and as we look forward to 2021. So as you all know, it's no surprise, 2020 has been filled with a whole lot of crazy. With the biggest obviously being COVID-19. And so early on in Michigan, back in middle of March or so, I think was when it all really started to hit home. Just like many parts of the country, our virus rate was surging. We were getting a lot of folks sick very quickly. And what that led to was some very quick and very strict regulations, which drastically affected the real estate industry. To give you guys a little background, our offices were completely closed, basically shuttered, along with a lot of other industries and a lot of other activities and things were totally closed down. It was a big deal. We had human interaction basically was limited to virtual means. We couldn't do really anything except in a virtual means or to go grab groceries or things that were that essential. And what ended up happening very, very quickly was the same as I'm sure was experienced in Ohio, the Virgin Islands, and Florida, was that huge anxiety, huge uncertainty. What was really incredible, though, in the heat of all of that crazy, was our Michigan team, and I'm sure not unlike all of you too, that both agents and our staff showed unbelievable resilience. They embraced that positive outlook core value that we hang our hat on so much. And in the face of dire health consequences and obviously a big economic issue too, and for many of our careers. So Tom mentioned this last week when we were in Innovation Exchange last week, and we spoke about it often, but we said it right from day one, that the agents that stayed engaged and prepared for whatever the future held, they would slingshot into that new market. And that's exactly what happened in the state of Michigan. It's incredible. Now, a lot of that credit is due, again, our agents keeping their heads focused, playing in the game, staying in the game, keeping their chins up. But I got to throw out some shout outs too to leadership and support teams, our ASCs, RSCs, our marketing group, our tech support managers, because we were either able to double down on some existing resources, things that we had already going, or to, like I mentioned a moment ago, to reimagine products and services in a different way, just like everybody else was doing in our world. But we were able to spur engagement and continue to serve agents and clients, even in this really crazy restrictions, and then post that in this new way as we navigate the new norm. So when we realized many weeks later, it did not take us very long to notice that the impact our agents was going to have on this new market was going to be huge. It was going to be huge. So I want to brag a little bit, but I'm a Michigan guy, and I feel for my Michigan peeps here, so I want to brag on them a little bit. But very quickly, we returned to full staffing. We quickly began to see listing inventory restore itself, which was unbelievable. And subsequently, transactions began being written, and we were writing some deals during closure, but it was not to any real degree. But then closing started to jump to record levels. And in fact, Michigan has enjoyed the best 4 months, July, August, September, and October, in our history, believe it or not. And November and December look really promising too. And Steve spoke to some of that last week as well. It was really, really positive. At the end of the year, this is the projection for Michigan. Michigan agents will close about $2.1 billion in sales volume and 10,000 sites. And our agent productivity, which is the most important, I think, measure, will be roughly $3.23 million in sales volume on average, and over 15 units on average per agent in our Michigan operations. And both of those are well over 25, in one case 30% over the 2019 NAR averages. So, it's, again, who would have thunk? So I want to throw some shout outs here, but I don't want to get into names because that's always dangerous, because if I get into names and then I miss somebody, it's a problem. So I just want to share a few things here and a few highlights. So again, I probably have till 5 o'clock if I went through everything. Michigan has some AMP, you guys I know, Achieve Maximum Productivity graduates that are absolutely killing it today. We have new agents that are closing transactions within 30 days. I just got off the phone with one before this call. He's got his first closing today. I have one down the hall from me in this office, has 3 closings in 60 days. Just amazing. This is really incredible. We have agents using social media, Moxie, and BombBomb today to communicate with their people, to do whatever that means for them, that swore before March they would never use any of those tools. And you know who you are, all you Michigan peeps out there. You know who you are. It's really kind of amazing, but you did it. We have top producers up and down the lakeshore, all the way into the UP that have blown their personal goals out of the water. It's amazing. And we have agents that have joined CB Schmidt that were seeking the support and the integrity of an organization like ours that have seen their business explode since them joining us. And some of that happened in the midst of COVID-19, believe it or not, because they didn't have some of the resources. And when you look at market share, it's not bragging, but it is a little bit, that a lot of the other brokerages and companies in our markets did not enjoy the rebound, if you will, to the degree that we did. So I could go on and on and on, but I'm not gonna. I just want to share, it's just unbelievable. Who would have thought in the middle of this pandemic and all the other crazy stuff that 2020 brought that we would be where we are today? And so that's a little bit of bragging, like I said, but I really wanted to share because I'm so incredibly proud and I'm really honored to work with these people. And it's like the PPP, per person productivity. My PPP is professional, productive, and positive. These agents, our staff, they have weathered a storm, and it's because of innovation. It's because of exchange, kind of put a little plug in for Tracy and our Ohio folks there. That's why we can weather storms like this, whether it's a storm like that behind us or a pandemic or a hurricane. All of those things happen, and we've certainly done it here in 2020. And 2021, frankly, looks just as promising. There's a lot of good things on the horizon for here in Michigan. So for all my Michigan peeps, proud of you, love you, thank you. For all of you in the South, come up and visit us. We'd love to have you, whether it's snowy or whether you want to come surf in beautiful Lake Michigan or ski behind a boat or, whatever the thing may be. We love it here in our state, and we're really excited to be here with you guys today. So I thank you for that, Carrie, and talk to you guys later. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Great. Thank you so much, Jason. We appreciate that. We'll kick it over to you, Felicia.
All right. Thank you. Hi, Carrie. Hi, everybody. And Jason, you guys really are an inspiration in knowing what you guys went through in Michigan, being completely shut down. I think, in Ohio, we were very fortunate. We've all gone through this together, but we've all weathered it in a different way. And it's really exciting to see where we've come, to see how we have fared this storm and, persevered through it. As some of you know, and especially if you're sitting here in Ohio with me, we would have been celebrating our 26th year of the innovation event. And again, I also echo Jason's thanks to Tracy, Carrie, and anyone else that had anything to do with putting together this very collaborative event for us to be able to see each other in a virtual way. Because today it does look a little bit different, doesn't it? We are doing this, we had to pivot. We have so many buzzwords now, right? Pivot, pandemic, the new norm, it's Zooms. I mean, my gosh, I learned how to do my own background today, so we're all learning, right? So today we do this in a virtual environment and try to bring you something special that you can view from the comfort of your home or the company of your office via a socially distant watch party, all in a safe and healthy environment. So my message today to you is twofold. First, I want to backtrack a little bit and talk about how we have come together as a company led by incredible people who have made it possible for us to continue to operate in a business that fortunately, so fortunately, has been deemed essential. Second, at this time of year, it seems more appropriate than ever to share a message of gratitude and hope as we continue to get through this together and we look for some optimism and, just better times ahead as we head into 2021. So like Jason, like all of you, we started out this year full of optimism and momentum, and that fueled our 2020 vision. And it's become something else that none of us could have imagined. In March of this year, a conversation about a new virus quickly turned into one about a pandemic, a word not used in most of our vocabularies prior, and now we've become all too familiar. We've learned how to navigate a new reality in our homes, in our schools, in the way we shop and live, and certainly in the way we've had to conduct business for the last several months and will continue for the foreseeable future. But that being said, we are so fortunate to be in the business that we are in. People will always need housing, and today they need us and our agents more than ever before to navigate through this new norm. We have the capability to give our buyers a virtual experience that spans the globe, as Craig Hogan said, and allows us to provide a level of service that will help our clients navigate through this unprecedented time for now and for the foreseeable future. Early on, when the pandemic first hit, Lawrence Yun, chief economist at National Association of Realtors, compared the initial downturn with the Great Recession. However, he stated that the real estate market is positioned well and will hold on much better. And fortunately, I think we all agree that that has been the case, and we've all seen that it has. But I also would be remiss if I didn't mention that, part of what I think helped us early on and, just being kind of quick adapters to what was going on is that we are all so fortunate to have the most intelligent, resourceful ownership and leadership team in the business. They've communicated with us from the onset of this. They helped us remain committed to the business that we are in, while being keenly aware of the challenges and realities that each of us faced in our respective regions. The Schmidts and the rest of the leadership team has helped us to determine how best to maintain a safe environment while providing the resources that our staff and agents needed to continue to persevere. Corona will pass, and so will this opportunity for our clients to transact real estate with rates like we are experiencing. We are kind of the calm in the storm for them. Buyers have the ability to purchase a home at the lowest interest rates in history. The urgency to do so is now. We need to continue to be that safe, trusted advisor for them to continue to do that. That being said, we will certainly continue to face canceled deals, losing out in multiple offers, job losses, buyer hesitation, and more. We've had to create addendums to deal with coronavirus-specific situations, sight unseen addendums, protocol in our offices, but through it all, we will continue, and we have consulted, educated, and facilitated transactions in a new, safer, and more efficient way. So I think there's been a lot of lessons, I guess, silver linings in this COVID, if you can look to the good in the face of a situation that is anything but good. So today I'm grateful to be able to applaud our accomplishments as a region and as a company. It's a blessing to be able to forecast a future in 2021 that is bright and is expected to remain strong as we continue to lean into our Schmidt resources and our technology to weather this storm together. In the meantime, I'll just touch on just a couple stats in the Ohio market that I'm super excited of. And Jason, I echo your sentiments 100%. It is because we are surrounded by the right people, great people, agents who are resilient. That's such a good word. We're down to less than 1 month of inventory, list to sale price ratios of 98.7%. Volume is up 5% over last year. And Jason, just like you, we had the best July, August, September, and October that we have ever had. Who would have thought? Average sales price up 9% over last year. We are outpacing the MLS in listings sold volume by 13%, and pending sales are up 21% over this same time last year. While we as leaders project our sides, income, agent count, every time you, the agents, represent us well, engage in one of our core service providers, add a vendor to This Is Our List, recommend our title company or one of our lender partners, you too are helping us grow the company, and we couldn't do it without you. We really do appreciate you. As we move towards the end of the year and the beginning of a new year, it's that time. We often reflect, we make business plans and resolutions. So I thought I would share these 6 qualities of wildly successful people by Brian Tracy. I'm sure you all know who he is. As our wish for each of you is to go out and be wildly successful in 2021 and beyond. The first one is they are ambitious. They see themselves capable of being the best. They see themselves with the capacity of being really good at what they do. They are courageous, and our teams are courageous. Successful people work to confront the fears that hold most people back. The two biggest enemies to our success are fear and doubt. They are committed. People who are not committed to what they do lead very empty lives. Caring is a critical element in life. All men and women who enjoy great lives care about what they do. They have passion about what they do. I know when I look at our leadership, I see that passion. They're prepared. Successful people review every detail in advance. They do things that the average person is not always willing to do. They make sacrifices the average person is not always willing to make, but the difference makes it extraordinary. And here's one for everybody. They are continuous learners. High achievers recognize that if they are not continually getting better, they're getting worse. When we talk about our companies and we say if we're not growing, we're shrinking, it's all based on the same premise. One of my messages to our agents during this time has been to really use this time to dig in, get better, do some self-development. They often hear me talk about ecotherapy, get outside, enjoy the fresh air. And lastly, they are responsible and accountable. The fact of the matter is this is not optional, it's mandatory. You are the president of your own career, your own life, your own finances, your own body, your own family, your own health. You are totally responsible. In closing, this is a time of gratitude, not just to count your blessings, but also to really take pause and celebrate moments. The health and mental health benefits of a life centered around gratitude are many, and here are just a few ways to practice gratitude and the reasons to do so. Jot down your joys in a journal. There are so many benefits to journaling. Be grateful for your daily successes and your health before bed and when you wake up. Thank someone for their time or give someone your time. It's the one thing that is priceless. Get some ecotherapy whenever possible. Gratitude improves your decision making. It makes you more productive. It helps you reach your goals. It deepens your friendships, helps you relax, be less stressed, makes you more likely to stay focused, makes you more inclined to exercise, increase your energy, makes you less self-centered, more optimistic, and increases your spirituality. Here's a quote from Roy T. Bennett in his book, The Light in the Heart. Be grateful for what you already have while you pursue your goals. If you aren't grateful for what you already have, what makes you think you'd be happier with more? And I will end with a quote from Ryan Gorman in his recent Inman article, and very, I think, just uplifting and a good message for all of us. He talks about the market. He talks about all the indicators in the market and things that are causing people to move and want to move. And he says the hot market will continue into 2021. This particular period of time is really going to disproportionately benefit the best in the business. You are the best in the business, and we, I speak for all the leadership, are proud to be in business with you. We appreciate each and every one of you and all that you do every day to make Schmidt happen. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Felicia. We really appreciate your time today.
Absolutely. Good to be here. And thanks again for making all of this happen. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. Before we kick it to Steve Carr, I have breaking news. Are you guys ready for this? In the month of October, between our agent donations and our staff donations, the Schmidt Community Fund raised $10,010, which means we're going to be able to donate to St. Jude's Children's Hospital $1,000 and $1. We'll probably round that up to like $1,010 just to make it better. But good job, you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the fund. You heard Mike speaking to it. Head to schmidtcommunityfund.org to learn more. But I did want to share that number because we just got it from Mike Griffith. So go ahead, Steve Carr. We'll take it away in Florida. You have to unmute real quick.
It is right there. How about that? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. So I am really glad to be here today. I am in Southwest Florida. I'm at our Cochrane headquarters. And the reason I'm really happy is because yesterday I was actually videoing this for Carrie because we were ready for a hurricane. Well, the hurricane came and went. All is well. I was able to get down here and be live with you. So I'm very excited about that. Again, thank you to everyone for being here. We truly appreciate you taking the time to be with us last week and this week. It's an honor and a privilege to talk to you about Florida and what we have done and who we are here in Florida. First, I'd like to remind everyone something that's very important to us, our core values: collaboration, loyalty, initiative, positive outlook, and servant leadership, which are all crucial in keeping us grounded and focused each day. Our purpose as a company and a leadership team is to deliver the true value of home, and our mission is to attract true strategic partners to our company to take advantage of our marketing, support, training, technology, and tools to surpass our customers' expectations while building a rewarding career. And with those key values being said, let's take a look back on the last few years, and specifically starting in January 2018. We've made some amazing strides here in Florida. We were fortunate enough then to partner with C21 Almar that January. In 2019, another opportunity to find a strong strategic partner took place with Coldwell Banker Paradise joining the Schmidt family of companies. And most recently, Coldwell Banker Premier partnering with us this year and increasing our footprint from Southwest Florida, where it started, our Southwest Florida region centered in Port Charlotte for Coldwell Banker Sunstar and C21 Schmidt, to the east coast of Florida with Coldwell Banker Paradise centered in Vero Beach, and finally our third region, CB Premier in Northeast Florida centered in St. Augustine. Overall, our service area of the Florida coastline is almost 200 miles, and this amazing group in those three regions has grown by over 550 plus agents in the last 3 years to almost 800 agents across the state in 27 offices. This tremendous growth has been made possible by so many people, but most importantly, all of our agents, the many who have been with us for years and those who have joined us along the way. And for me and the leadership team here in Florida, that is where the rubber meets the road. Our agents are doing what they do each and every day. As a result, over the last year, our agents here in Florida have had a tremendous impact on our overall success and performance. In a year-over-year comparison of the first 3 quarters of 2020 as compared to 2019, in the middle of a pandemic, I might add, our sides closed have increased 15% and our GCI has increased 34% here in Florida due to our agents who engage and embrace our tools and resources like no other group of agents in the country. In residential, luxury, commercial, property management, agents who take advantage of our value proposition and implement to their highest wants and needs to save time, money, and increase their overall production and quality of life, all in an effort to deliver our customers a full offering of services for the thousands and thousands of folks who visit Florida each year. This incredibly hardworking and committed group of professionals across all 3 regions gives us depth and breadth many companies only wish they had to offer. Let me take a sip of water, sorry. Championing you and your efforts are a team of regional leaders and managers across the state whose focus is to support your goals and plans and help you achieve your individual targets for success. As well, our ASCs, our agent service coordinators, are the glue to our offices and how they operate so well with the goal of helping you increase your bottom line productivity and define the career you strive to live. In addition, you have support from an accounting team and a closing department whose goal is to make sure you are paid as proficiently and as timely as possible. Folks who are not seen by many, but are crucial for us all to operate as efficiently as we possibly can. By the way, oops, bear with me, I lost. My screen changed on me. By the way, this group handles an average of 30 closings a day. So think about that, 30 closings a day. Also, our operations and career development folks who make sure we are efficient and are offering relevant and timely training to your calendar in this semi-virtual world we live in. Finally, we have the luxury and benefit of the marketing group from the Schmidt family of companies, a 10-person team of graphic designers, artists, and digital marketing experts who are here complimentary to support you in your efforts to create and define your own personal value proposition and the image you wish to convey to the consumer. In the end, though, we're ultimately supported by our Michigan-based leadership team, Mike, Ken, Tom, Steve, Carrie, and Tracy, who are with all of us every day, every step, to make sure we have all we need to be successful in what we do. Thank you guys so much. It is truly appreciated. Something I've always been excited about that we do here in Florida is to be guinea pigs. In all seriousness, to try things first. We have been a state of first here in Florida, and just a few notable attempts at being first. Dan Elzer We started working with Dan Elzer first year in Florida, the CEO of the Training Academy, one of the top real estate speaker, trainer, motivators in our industry, who was our presenter last Thursday on the first part of Innovation Exchange. Dan came to the Schmidt family of companies in late 2018 and later in 2019 in Florida in several statewide events in both person and in virtual format. He worked his way to Michigan last year as well with his unique and highly effective SWAT training for agents. This is an example of a key focus for us, that of delivering unique resources to support your educational needs. As well, Dan worked with our managers here in Florida to better arm them with the skills and resources needed to better assist each of you. We were the first with our direction towards career development, with a statewide platform to develop timely and relevant training and coaching while restructuring our former Launchpad training to the new and improved Discover the Schmidt Difference, with a spaced learning approach to better address the ever-changing needs each and every agent has. Global Luxury ASCs. We started this role as a test pilot, and it has proven to be a tremendous success with a high focus paid on many of the key areas that can prove to be a stumbling block when putting together global luxury offerings. The global ASCs have fine-tuned this process and made it that much easier to implement and utilize one of our one-of-a-kind global luxury offering. We had our first ever statewide meetings in person in late 2019 across the state, East Coast and West, and most recently in September through Zoom in a virtual format with over 500 plus attendees who received crucial information from economist Ted Jones, Dr. Lee Gross, and Dan Elzer. We had a contest. No, we didn't invent contests in Florida. However, we did have the first Schmidt Cup listing contest in Florida. A little hockey-based approach to having a contest, which generated 537 listings, almost 900 pendings, and over 70 closings over an 8-week contest period where we crowned 3 region winners and our Schmidt Cup champions, the Lightning Listers from our Coldwell Banker Sunstar Punta Gorda office. Congrats, guys. First in double-digit multi-million-dollar sales. The first is that we had 3 double-digit multi-million-dollar sales in 1 year. Donna Wright Morgan with our Sunstar Gasparilla office closed a $10.4 million residential deal in spring. Joe Lucas out of our Paradise operations in Fort Pierce had an $18 million commercial deal just last month and closed both sides. And not to be outdone, Bob Buckmaster and Steve Kupalo with Coldwell Banker Premier, the commercial group there, had an $18 million deal, and again, both sides. Wow, congrats to you all. And while this is not a first, I will piggyback on these notable sales and as well what Craig Hogan had to say earlier with an update on our global luxury efforts in Florida. Our luxury sales in the 500 to $1 million category are up 21%, and in $1 million plus, we are up 15%. As far as $18 million deals, we're up several 100%. And yes, there is a pun there. It is truly intended. 2 $18 million deals. And while not a first, but something we're incredibly proud of is our agent engagement with respect to our support services. Digital marketing, and specifically our last quarter, we delivered our highest utilization for support services so far this year, which I believe is due to our highly competitive yet incredibly collaborative teamwork-based leadership approach here in Florida. The Florida leadership team is a one-of-a-kind group, one-of-a-kind folks, and I'll steal a line from Tom Gray here. They're the kind of folks that people hitch their wagons to, great leaders who motivate and inspire. In an ongoing effort, we are also very focused on providing you with strong strategic partners here in Florida to help you do your business more professionally. Our partnerships with America's Preferred Home Warranty, Own It Home Loans, and our newest partner, FAN, the Florida Agency Network, and the development of Coast One Title is for you to have proven partners to work with. Finally, with respect to the pandemic and what we have all experienced in 2020. First of all, our hearts are heavy for those who have lost loved ones and friends due to the virus, and those who have acquired the virus and worked through their recovery. I also want to say thank you to everyone, both staff and agents, for our ability to pivot and pivot quickly, a very common word today, with respect to the battling of COVID and all of its challenges, by staying present in a new market and a new way of doing business, by staying in touch with your customers and adjusting how you do business to meet the needs of all those we work with. It hasn't been easy, and it will continue to be with us for some time, but we will persevere. We have and will become better as a result of learning how to do business in this ever-changing world. And a final special thanks to our leadership and human resources teams for being ever mindful of our quickly enacted COVID protocols and working every day to make sure we were vigilant and doing all we could to focus on the safety of our coworkers, customers, and friends. In closing, I want to say thank you again to all that make the Schmidt family of companies all that it is. I'm in my 3rd year with the Schmidt family of companies since leaving Coldwell Banker Corporate after 10 years. And I'm asked often, do you miss corporate? Easy answer, yes. Many friendships and relationships that are valued and special. And then I'm usually asked, are you glad you left? And that one is even easier. Absolutely. Being a Florida native and getting to be a part of the greatest Coldwell Banker affiliate in Florida, in the US, in the world? Yeah, easy answer, absolutely. So in closing, thanks to everyone for all that you do each and every day. It is truly appreciated. Thanks, Carrie.
Thanks so much, Steve. And we sure are glad that you made that decision to join our family 3 years ago. Great. So we are going to hear from Bri Loker now, who's coming to us from the U.S. Virgin Islands in St. Croix. And we're always super jealous when we meet with her every other week because she always has beautiful backgrounds and bright, sunny landscapes. And we're sitting with snow looking like Jason. So take it away, Bri.
I'm so happy to have the opportunity to join with everyone in the Schmidt family today. Like everywhere else, 2020 has had its challenges on St. Croix too. Earlier this year, our local government issued stay-at-home orders that shut down most businesses on island. While we were deemed an essential business, we were really impacted when the government stopped allowing people to check into hotels and vacation rental properties in an attempt to stop people from the state traveling here and bringing COVID to our territory. We manage a lot of vacation rentals, so we had to shut down that portion of our business for a while. Also, we work with a lot of off-islanders who are coming here to purchase properties, and since we couldn't let them stay in our hotels or vacation rentals, they couldn't come to shop for their properties as well. Fortunately, even though fall is typically a slower time for us since it's hurricane season here, all of our agents are really busy right now. Every year, as the first storms hit up north, we typically get busy because people realize life is short and they don't want to go through another winter waking up early to shovel their driveways. This year, we're busy even before the snow starts hitting up north, as people realize if they're going to have to quarantine again, they'd rather do it in a tropical paradise. Through all the challenges this year, I continue to be impressed with how resilient our agents are. During our slower times this year, they've been using this time to take online classes and certification courses, working together on new ways to market properties, and stepping out of their comfort zones and embracing using video regularly in their listings and social media advertising. While 2020 has been tough at times, there's also so much to celebrate this year. Coldwell Banker St. Croix Realty continues to lead in market share for both listings and sales. We represent over 35% of all listings on island. Year to date, our office has represented 38% of all closings on island. And when ranking agents by sales production, out of all the agents here on St. Croix, 10 of the top 20 agents are from our family, Coldwell Banker. To take a moment to recognize 6 of the top 10 agents on island are from our office. Amy Landuova, David Fidelis, Isabel Brady, Diane Burns, Sandy Kraft, and Kelly Odom. We are so proud of all that you've accomplished. But our successes go beyond listings and sales dollars earned. Especially this year when everyone's watching their finances a little closer because of COVID, our team has really stepped up to help the community. We have a fantastic group of agents that are leading the rest of us in community outreach. We are so proud of the work that everyone does, but want to give special thanks to Judy Lambert, Amy Crespo, Isabel Brady, Lorene Williams, Jill Trubin, and Debbie Bass, who coordinate much of our outreach to the community. 2 of the biggest projects that we've been able to do with the assistance of the Schmidt Community Fund. We worked with the Queen Louise Home, which is a home for abused, abandoned, or neglected children. And we donated toys, food, and funds to air condition their primary room. Currently, we're collecting supplies and raising funds for the Collective Collaboration, which helps homeless and mentally ill. We've already reached our goal to match what the Community Fund is committed to us, and we continue to grow what we're able to give to them and are now exceeding what our original goal was. Our agents have also been recognized as St. Croix Board of Realtors for their work with nonprofit organizations in the community as well. The St. Croix Board of Realtors gives a quarterly Good Neighbor Award to recognize work that agents do in the community. The award also comes with a $1,000 donation to the agent's charity, and agents from Coldwell Banker won this award for both the second and third quarter this year. Judy Lambert won in the second quarter for recognition of her work with the Jericho Road Project, which gives backpacks full of supplies to students in need. And Stephen Swanton won for the third quarter for his work with the children through the VI Triathlon Federation, and the Schmidt Community Fund matched those donations. St. Croix has so much to offer in addition to sunshine, clear blue water, and temperatures in the 80s year-round. We also have fantastic tax incentives for companies moving their headquarters here, while still providing the security of being under the U.S. flag. As the temperatures drop and you or your clients and customers want to escape the cold and buy a vacation home or make the leap to living here full-time, we'd love for the agents within the Schmidt family to reach out to us so that we can help your customers find their perfect piece of paradise. We have so many real estate options and price points from condos under $100,000 to multi-million-dollar estates, so we really have a property that works for every budget. Starting this month, the number of flights are increasing to our island, making it easier than ever to come visit. Especially as the temperatures continue to drop up north, we hope that you all have a chance to come visit us soon. Thank you for everyone's time today.
Fantastic. And Brian, that market share is just insane. So congratulations to you and your team. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today. Becky Borsey, I hope you're still on the call because this next song is for you. We are family. I got all my sisters with me.